Hey, what is up everyone? It is Jake Pimentel here from Pimetechnology, and today I'm here to discuss the Sprint and T-Mobile merger. If you guys haven't been paying attention on social media or really any news network, T-Mobile and Sprint have been talking about merging together into one company. This happened after SoftBank's CEO actually talked to President Trump after he was elected about putting billions of dollars into the United States economy. People weren't sure what that was about, but today we know that that was most likely about the Sprint and T-Mobile merger. If you didn't know, Sprint is mostly owned, more than half owned by SoftBank, which is out of Japan, and T-Mobile is owned by Deutsche Telekom, which is in Germany, and they also own about over 50% of T-Mobile. The two owners of these two companies have been in the talks about a merger. I've been paying attention to John Legere's Twitter feed, which, if you didn't know, he is the CEO of T-Mobile, and he recently took a trip to Prague, Netherlands, where he met with the president of Deutsche Telekom, and this was kind of an indicator that something is definitely going on between the company. There were a few other T-Mobile executives there as well. He also recently took a trip to Kansas City, which, if you didn't know, is the headquarters of Sprint. T-Mobile is located in Seattle, Washington, the Bellevue portion of Seattle. So why did this all begin? SoftBank was not happy with the performance of Sprint inside the United States. They recently dropped to the fourth carrier in the United States, meaning that they were the fourth most popular carrier, and they've been struggling. Their capital hasn't really been enough for what they need to do. They have a lot of Band 41, which is their LTE Plus expansions to do, and they just do not have the money to get that lots of rich spectrum they have out to their consumers. In addition, T-Mobile is running out of money as well. They recently bought tons of Band 71 spectrum, which was just given to them in the 600 megahertz spectrum auction, where they spent almost $8 billion. So now the two companies need capital and they want to expand their networks. After the merger happens, both Sprint and T-Mobile will be able to take their capital that they have, combine it together to make improvements to one network instead of focusing on each of their own networks. Now, with 50 million customers on Sprint's network and over about 80 million on T-Mobile's network, you combine the two and you get about 130 million customers that will be benefiting from one network instead of two networks that are kind of struggling in terms of the amount of money they have to spend. Right now, Sprint and T-Mobile are in the process of announcing the merger. I predict that this announcement is going to come towards the end of October or even early November. My personal opinion is probably the end of October. Seems like they want to get this on the road running because next they have to get it approved by the FCC and the Department of Justice Antitrust Division. Now, in my opinion, it's going to be easy to get through the FCC. Our new President Trump of the United States elected Ajit Pai, which he is more of a conservative-leaning FCC chairman, and he is pro-deregulation of the carriers and of large companies having to do in the tech industry. So he is likely for the merger. It's when we get to the Department of Justice Antitrust Division that we're going to have some problems. It seems that as of right now, in the current state, the Department of Justice is not having it with the merger. This doesn't mean that it won't happen though, because currently T-Mobile and Sprint are in talks of finishing the final things and what needs to be done in order to get this passed through the Department of Justice and the FCC. My opinion on the whole thing is that I think the merger is going to be awesome for both Sprint and T-Mobile customers. I am pro-merger. I think that the merger is going to make sure that all consumers, especially there's a lot of prepaid customers on the Sprint and T-Mobile networks, and they're usually in low-income areas, not all the time, but usually in low-income areas, and they're going to be getting one awesome network when these two combine. With the Band 41 spectrum that Sprint has and the 600 megahertz that T-Mobile just bought, when you combine those two capitals together, you're going to get an awesome network, and this is really going to benefit 130 million telecom customers right now. Under this new merger, it is definitely going to be called T-Mobile and not Sprint. And there isn't going to be a combination of names either. It's just going to be T-Mobile. This is because T-Mobile's branding and marketing right now is a huge hit. They're doing excellent. They're currently the fastest growing carrier. So they're obviously going to keep T-Mobile as the branding. And I definitely do think that John Legere is going to stay the CEO, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see Marcelo Clore, which is the current CEO of Sprint, somewhere on the top of the executive of this new merged company. While the rates may raise, I definitely agree with that point where people are going to start to see their bills start rising. I think eventually competition is going to increase because now we only have 3. If you really think about it, there is actually going to be more competition after the merger because T-Mobile is currently the fastest growing carrier. This means that their brand is working well right now. People are wanting to participate in this company and wanting to purchase their products. Another reason I am pro-merger is because I feel like the current telecom market in the United States is unbalanced. What I mean is that AT&T and Verizon have over 140 million customers both. That is a lot of people. That's almost 300 million people of the entire telecom market in the United States. Sprint and T-Mobile, Sprint only has around 50 million and T-Mobile has around 80 million. They are completely outbalanced. So that means that they are just the small guys out of a huge percent. So right now, AT&T and Verizon own over 50% of the telecom market in the United States. When you take Sprint customers and T-Mobile customers, put them together, you have about 130 million customers on a network such with branding of T-Mobile. You're going to get people wanting to get onto this new network. So I think you're going to see that silent AT&T start to pick up and start to be more aggressive about their branding, about their marketing, and about how they do things, pricing. Same with Verizon. They're going to do the same thing. And I think what you're going to get is this awesome telecom market that is ready for the 5G future. Now, I want to hear your opinion on the subject, so please go down in the comments and tell me your opinion. I am super open-minded and love to hear other opinions on the topic, and I'll be sure to reply respectfully. You guys stay respectful down in the comments, but I want to know what you guys think of the merger, and if you're pro-merger or against the merger, let me know why. If you guys enjoyed this video or found this video to be informative, let me know down in the comments. Also, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications icon next to the subscribe button so you're notified right when I upload a new video. Also, share this video with your friends so they can learn about the merger and maybe they can formulate their own opinion on it. Again, thank you guys so much for the support lately. You guys have been killing the channel. Thank you so much. Smile because you and technology are amazing. And peace out.